Hi guys, and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to show how you can make a chicken feeder for pennies. Actually, the only cost that's going into this are the rivets that I'm going to be using. First of all, you need a bucket. You could buy a bucket from Home Depot. This one here had joint compound in it, and I was using it to carry firewood in and out, and it's busted up. What I'm going to do is to cut under the slip here, and then I'm going to make a tray cutting the bottom part out over here. To cut this, I'm going to use a table saw. I'm not going to show that procedure, but you could use a table saw, a sawzall, and I've used hacksaw blades in the past to cut through these. I've used these for various different projects. Besides the bucket, you're going to need a tin can with both ends cut out. You need something to cut the can with. You can use nuts and bolts, but I'm going to use rivets. These are pop rivets. They're very easy to use. You're going to need a drill with a drill bit the size of the rivets. You're going to need a lid. This is the lid that came off the bucket. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. To keep the lid on, I'm going to use this piece of 2x4. I'm going to cut sections, and then I'm going to screw it to the top. And then you need screws just long enough to go through the top to get into the wood. Now, as far as the procedure, as I mentioned, I'm not going to show cutting up this bucket on the table saw. It's an easy process, but there's safeguards that have to be taken there. I'm going to cut this can to make strips, to make brackets to hold the bottom onto the bucket. Once I have everything cut up, I'll be back to show you the assembly. Hey guys, a little update. When I cut this bucket up, I cut the bottom off to make the tray, and this is what I was going to use for the body of it, but it was just a little too short for what I wanted to do. So I cut another bucket, and I just cut the bottom out, cut the top of it off, and I put a slit in. The slit in the top part of the bucket is so we can get it to fit in. I'll drill this, pop rivet it to the size I want, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done with that. Alright guys, I don't have it on film on how I put this together, but these are the steps. I cut the bucket down, I split it so I can make it smaller than the tray. I just wrapped it around itself, put a clamp on it, and I put a rivet, 2 rivets in to hold it in place. Now you can use screws for this. As I mentioned earlier, I used rivets just because I had them. And also, you want to put the rivets low enough because I'm going to have blocks over here to hold the lid on. So you don't want to put the rivets right near the top. Next, that tin can that had both ends cut out, I cut it into 4 strips. And the procedure is I bent it almost in half. Then from bending it in half, I fold it down. And not to have a sharp edge, I'm folding it over again. And this is the final result. Could have been a little straighter. I'm doing this on the floor. What I'm using this for is to make a bracket to hold the feeder tray to the filler bucket. Now, you could use wire if you like to hold this on. Also buy little L brackets that you can screw into that. The whole purpose of this is to use what's on hand, and again, to recycle, repurpose. I'm going to put something under here to lift it to the height that I want. I was thinking about cutting slots out on the bottom, but I don't think that's necessary. I'm just going to lift it to the height that I want. Then I'm going to finish these brackets off and mount them. Once that's done, I'm going to make the lid that'll stay in place. Once I have that finished, I'll be back to show you the assembly. This is what I came up with. This could be left on the ground, but I made it where I can hang it from the rafter. What I used for handles was the handle that was on there originally. I have the lid on. You keep the lid on there just in case there's a little bit of a ruckus in there. These are the nails on the pop rivets. All I did was bend it over, drill the hole in, and I have 2 of them on there, 1 on each side, just to keep this lid on. There's a little bit of a ruckus in the hen house. have the cans, the strips of cans holding the bottom on. To make the spacing on the bottom, I use this block of wood, and that's what the spacing is on the bottom. When you put the food on top, it'll come out through that bottom. I have the edges folded over so there's no sharp edges, and I was going to use 2x4s, but I decided to use these little blocks of wood over here. And what they're for is to secure the lid in place. It makes the lid tight, because the lid originally was for the wide bucket. Now the bucket is split down the middle and reduced. So this is it. You could, like I mentioned before, you could go to Home Depot, Lowe's, buy one of their buckets, or you could get these buckets. Delis will have these buckets. Their potato salad comes in them. Donut shops. If you find a Dunkin' Donut that still makes their donuts on the premises, their jellies come in buckets similar to this. And the advantage of making this is that, one, you made it yourself. Two, you're using recycled material. This normally would go into a dump. It was a bucket I used for firewood that cracked, and I cut it down. You're saving energy. You're saving the resources that it would take to produce this bucket. And in addition to that, you can make it the size that you want. As I mentioned earlier, the other size was a little too small. I wanted it bigger. But you can even make it a little bit smaller. Make it any size you want to make it. And you have the satisfaction of knowing you did it yourself. Here the girl's getting a little bit of a treat. My granddaughter came over to give him a hand today.
No, it's trying to eat me.
No, they're not eating you. They're trying to eat the treat. They have no table manners, Cora. They just say, yank it right out of your hand. Yeah, get some treat from Grandma. Okay, that's it. Hold the dish. Hold the dish. There you go. How's that going, Cora?
Say they're being better.
They're being better?
More polite. Get flour one. Like your enter one. Say here flour. Here flour. Here Come on, guys. You guys gotta share this. You just take this. Oh. Everybody's eating. Just this big girl here. She's the only one wanting to eat. Just all the chicken not eating.
All the chickens aren't eating?
No.
How come?
Stingy. Oh, eat that one. You throw it over there on the side.
So they won't get a chance. There you go. See?
Jessie.
There you go.
I put them.
What's that chicken saying? What's it saying? Do it again. Let me see.
What's that chicken saying? Ellie chicken.
Oh, that one wants to fly away. There you go. Yeah, put it down, Cora. Here they come. Look at that. Look at that. Good thing you're wearing shoes, Cora. They eat your toes. There you go. Eat your toes. Look at them go.
Come on, guys. Share. Share. Everyone needs it. I want to hold it. I don't know if she'll let you hold it, but put your hand right there.
Well, guys, that's a wrap. If you found this video useful or entertaining, let me know by posting your comments down below, giving a like, passing it along, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Until next time, stay safe. Hey guys, this is a little out of sequence. I don't know what happened when I originally filmed this, but I just want to show you this chicken feeder in action. This is what it looks like. Instead of just laying it on the ground, I have it hanging from the rafters. This way when they kick up in here, you don't get all that dirt in there. And the girls are down for the night. You can see they're up on their perch. I'm just out here to lock up the coop, make sure nothing gets in. And we're having a ball with this feeder today. And they're done for the night. Well, that's it for now, guys, and as I said before, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by commenting down below. Give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Until next time, stay safe.